I'm going to tell you why you're an idiot. Seriously. You may not like that. You may think that it's aggressive, it's assumptive, but I'm going to tell you why you're an idiot because you don't pay attention to your inner world. You don't know your emotions. You don't know what's going on inside of you. You lack discipline. You lack inner awareness. You lack consciousness. And because of that, consciousness stays where it is. Consciousness is not independent of us and it doesn't grow. So your inner state is consciousness. If you're an idiot, then humanity remains in a idiotic state. If you don't grow, then humanity doesn't grow. That's how it works. We don't change unless you change. We don't change unless I change. You understand that? So all of this Epstein, hantavirus, all of this fucking, this is a big penis. This is stroking a big penis. It's all meaningless. It doesn't mean anything. I want to tell you what means something. Your emotions and control of your emotions, inner awareness, not repression, not disconnection, not disassociation, into fucking integration, right? That's what matters. If you don't know what you're feeling, somebody else is picking that up because you're not owning it. Energy, your emotions are energy in motion. So if you don't want to own up to what you feel, you don't have to fucking like it, but you have to acknowledge. Are you fucking angry? Are you tired? Are you hungry? Are you exasperated? Are you lonely? Are you lost? Are you scared? Are you ecstatic? Whatever the fuck you're feeling, you have to own it because there are people who pick up everything. We're empaths. Everybody's a little bit different. Some people have an open sacral chakra and they can feel everything. So you're going to have somebody like that in your life. You're going to have someone who's going to pick up your baggage, your cargo, and you're not even going to realize it because you're not holding it. You're not holding your own emotional shit. And because you're not holding it, somebody else is. It's going to be your son. It's going to be your daughter, your niece, your nephew, your mother, your father, your grandparents, or vice versa. It's going to be your employee, your coworker, your boss. It's going to be your lover. Someone is going to hold your shit consciously or unconsciously because that's energy. It doesn't go anywhere. If you have a feeling and you don't own it, what do you think happens? What do you think it is? It just magically disappears. So that's why when someone is stonewalling, you can feel that pressure from people who are stonewalling because they don't want to feel their shit. So you feel like, ugh. And that happens for every emotion that you have. If you don't feel your fucking emotions, someone else, it's your backpack, your cargo. That's your shit. That's for you to figure out. That's for you to iron out. That's for you to own, to integrate, to understand your own inner world. So if you don't do that, somebody else is holding your baggage. Somebody else is carrying your cargo. Somebody in your circle. And if you're alone, guess what? Then that shit's flowing out to whoever you interact with. When you go to the fucking grocery store, when you go to work, when you go to fill up your gas tank, when you go to a fucking movie or whatever the fuck you do with your life, someone else is going to pick up on the shit that you're not handling. Consciously or unconsciously. That's how it works. And when we become conscious of our inner state, that's called knowing thyself. That means nobody else is going to be carrying your cargo anymore. That's when you've become a mature adult. You're no longer a fucking child. Until then, until you're carrying your own fucking emotional shit, you're a child. You're an infant. We have infants, adults masquerading as children, wearing masks upon masks. They don't know what they're feeling. They don't know what they feel. They lock down. They haven't integrated their trauma. They haven't processed their trauma. They don't want to look at their fucking shit. You have to look at your shadow. You don't want to look at your shadow? Fantastic. You're going to dump your shit all over. You think you're not dumping your shit by not saying anything to anyone, by just keeping silent and being quiet and going through life all meek and shit? Because I know people are out there who do that and think that I'm not hurting anyone. I'm not doing anything to no. I'm just, or they're unconscious and they're playing little, oh, little old me, little old me. I don't, I don't deserve space here. Again, consciously and unconsciously. You're dumping your energy out. If you don't feel it, somebody else is picking up on it. Children pick up on it everywhere. That's why animals pick up on it. When animals see a human being that's not integrated, they don't like you. They don't trust you. They don't want to be around you. A dog will growl. A cat will fucking bite you or scratch you when you try to touch it because you're not carrying your shit. You're vibrating. You're all like this. Your frequency is all up and down. Even if you appear to be placid on the surface, you have to feel what you don't want to feel. Let me say that again. You have to feel it. You don't want to feel it? Tough luck, motherfucker. This is being an adult. That's what being a mature adult is. It's fucking growing up and feeling. You don't want to feel? Why are you alive? End your life. Why are you fucking alive if you don't want to feel? What's the fucking point? You want to medicate yourself? You want to fucking go through life a zombie? What are you fucking here for? What are you here for if not to be a human being and not to feel everything? You're dumping your shit on other people. Everybody is fucking doing this. You know how many people I know that have integrated their shit in real life? Zero. Zero in real life that I've met in person. Maybe 2 on Substack that I've fucking connected with. That have gotten to the point where they're aware of their inner state, that they're not jumping it on other people and they own their shit. Oh, I'm scared. Oh, that's why I'm angry. I'm angry because I'm scared. Do you understand how that works? Until then, you're a zombie. You're going through life like a fucking zombie. Pardon the curses. You don't like it? Keep going around fucking zombified. I mean, it's funny. It's funny, man. We watch you. We watch you and we see you're such fucking retards. You literally are. Humanity, you are fucking dumb. You're fucking dense. You don't learn. You do not fucking learn. No matter what happens, you don't want to fucking learn. You want to keep running the same pattern over and over again. We keep pushing you, keep giving you some fucking guidance. Open your mind, open your heart, do your fucking work. No one said it's going to be easy. But you're a child. You may use big words, but you're still a fucking child. You're such a child. You're an infant. You're emotionally stunted. You don't know what it is to feel, to be a real human being. You're like fucking Pinocchio. You're a piece of wood, and you don't even fucking know that. You think you're real. There's nothing real about you. Until you integrate your shit, until you sound like a real human being, like you have emotions, you know? You don't have to dump them on people, but you have to feel them for yourself. It's energy in motion. E, right? This is E, motion. Energy in motion. Everything is energy. Everything is fucking energy. What you experience that you don't want to feel, that you're afraid to feel, you don't have the consciousness around it. I don't fucking care. Grow up. Tough luck. The world isn't fair. It's not just. People talk about justice. There's no fucking justice in this world. Look how many fucking Gazans are being killed right now. Palestinians. Where's the fucking justice? What's fair? What's just and fair about that? You live in your fucking house right now. You have food, you have water, you have clothing, you have shelter. You can fucking turn on Netflix, movies, and some people have lost their children, they've lost their pets, their families. What's fair about that? What's just about that? Do you see that this world isn't just? It's not just, it's not fair. So if you keep thinking, oh, this is fair, this isn't fair, you're an idiot. You're going through life a zombie. Accept that it's not fair. Yes, it's not fair. Yes, you have shit you have to integrate. Yes, you have trauma that you haven't experienced because you're too afraid. It's repressed. Shit that you've buried. And there's a hole. And until you allow yourself to experience the pain, the agony, the fear, the torment, whatever you were afraid to experience before, it's gonna keep pecking at you like a fucking vulture, pecking at you until you're dead. And you're gonna call that life. You're gonna call it like that. This is what you go through life doing. Oh, yes, I'm alive. You're gonna say, did you have a good life? Did you did you have a did you get everything you wanted? Not materially, but was it meaningful? And everyone, new agers are going to say, oh, meaning is so personal. It depends on each person. No, it doesn't. It depends on consciousness. It depends on your state of consciousness. And there's only consciousness. We are an expression of it. So you have a filter. You have a filter over your face. You have a filter over your mind. You don't understand that you have a filter, and you see things through the filter, and you think you don't have a filter. And you think that people who tell you about these things don't know what they're talking about. Or you might believe for a second and then you jump back into your ego mode and you go, no, I'm going to go back to doing what I was doing before, watching 50 YouTube videos a day, reading 50 Substack accounts a day, and nothing changes. You still run around and go in your same circles. Two years later, nothing's fucking changed. Radical acceptance. Owning your shit. That means feeling your emotions, not pawning them off on somebody else. If you've got kids, your kids are picking up on your shit. Why do you think the world's so fucked up? Parents who don't feel their shit, right? Who are victims of their own parental trauma for generations. There needs to be a cycle breaker. Somebody has to break it. If somebody doesn't break it, it goes on in perpetuity. Infinite. Over and over and over again. We're calling this consciousness. Humanity's waking up. Nobody's fucking waking up. Are you kidding me? People are talking about psyops. That's not waking up. Psyops are not waking up. Breaking the fucking spell is waking up. How do you break the spell? You do your shadow work. You deprogram from the lies and the deception. And you step into power. Empowerment. Are you empowered? Do you know what power is? Do you know what sovereignty feels like? Can you actually say you are empowered? Or do you have to think about it? Guess what? If you have to think about it, even for a split second, it's false empowerment. You're an idiot. You've deceived yourself into thinking you're empowered. Are you empowered? Are you in your power? Listen, are you in your fucking power? Are you in your power base? No, you're not. You're not in your fucking power base. Where are you? Where are you? You're a scared fucking child. That's where you are. Do you know what empowered men and women do? Do you know what they feel like? They don't have authority over them. Nobody is your authority. Nobody rules you. Anyway, if you don't feel your shit is going to run the rest of your life. It'll run and influence the rest of your life. And you're going to call that existence or whatever it is you're going to call it. But you have to grow up. You have to carry your own emotional baggage, which means you have to feel and learn. Download the emotional wheel. Look at it. Put it up around your house. The emotional wheel. Put it up. Print it and put it up. Put it in your fucking bathroom. Put it in your kitchen. Put it on your fucking ceiling when you're laying in bed. Whatever you have to do. Put it up. Because if you don't feel your emotions, someone else is carrying your shit. That's how it works in humanity. I know that psychology isn't going to agree with this. Psychology is a fraudulent fucking science. They have their heads up their ass. It's ego evaluating ego. They don't know shit. I've spent 10 years in psychology and all kinds of groups and shit. There's a benefit, and then you run around in circles jerking off for 10 years after. And nothing changes. Buddhism is co-opted. Christianity is co-opted. It's all co-opted. You understand? You need to go back to the essence of Christ and Buddha, their essence, their original essence, not the teachings that have been passed down through the Bible. It's been rewritten a million times. So this is about feeling your emotions, feeling your emotions. If you don't feel it, somebody else is going to be carrying your cargo. Your emotions are energy. It goes out. It's like Wi-Fi. It's like cellular and Wi-Fi. You think it's not. You have a frequency. When you have an emotion that you want to stuff or repress, this can be unconscious. In fact, it's usually unconscious. What happens? You go into freeze mode. You go into fight, flight, fawn, freeze, whatever the fuck they call it. You know? And so some people go through life pissed off. They're angry at the world. And so they're dumping their anger constantly. They're angry at everyone. Completely disequilibrated, unhinged. Other people go through life meek. You know, they're like, they freeze up. They may look like they're there, but you can tell that, like, where are you? You're not here. You're looking at me, but there's that vacant stare, that like that deer in headlights. Like you're a fucking child and you've just been fucked up the ass by your uncle and you don't know what the fuck happened. Like Justin Bieber and P. Diddy. Justin Bieber's looking at him like, yeah, Diddy's like, we're going to have fucking 48 hours of hanging out and, you know, we can't talk about what happens. And Bieber looks at him and he's like, wait, what? Yeah, Bieber, you're going to get fucked up the ass. Radical acceptance of how things are. You think this shit doesn't happen? You're a fucking clown. You're so stupid. You people are so dumb. You really, really are. I mean, it's amazing to us to watch you. It really is amazing to watch you. To be so stuck in your egos, and you use your ego to try to solve the problems that the ego creates for you. And then when other people tell you, and you know it's true, your ego still fights it to try to come up with a defense. You're going to get defensive and say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You're going to find something to validate how you feel so you don't have to change, so you don't have to look at your shadow, so you don't have to integrate the shit you don't want to feel so that you can continue doing the same shit that doesn't work. And you're not the only one. Everybody else is doing the same thing, which is why we have a disempowered society and we have an overlord elite special forces, the military. This is what they call it, right? Oh, we have elite special forces, the elite, as in the fucking psychopaths, sociopaths, pedivores, and pedophiles and pederasts. They call themselves the elite. That's what we call them too, right? The overlords. And they're special forces. Why are they forces? Because they're fucking demonic sleeves. They have no soul anymore. Some of them never had a soul to begin with. Some of them are ectogenesis. They've been fucking born in, technology-based incubators. They never even had whoever knows the fuck. You can't grow a soul in an ectogenesis. Ecto's outside. Genesis is creation. Outside creation. You need a womb. Artificial womb. So if you don't feel it, you won't heal it. Somebody else. And so in your relationship with your partner, the majority of this is what is happening in relationships, love relationships, partnerships, domestic partnerships, marriages. You don't feel your emotions. Your partner doesn't feel their emotions. Or you feel the emotional wheel is, I'm not going to fucking pull it up, but the emotional wheel, you can look it up. You take some fucking initiative, look things up. You can't feel a section of it. You can't say, I like these emotions. I like the ones that feel good, but I don't like the ones that don't feel good. And so I'm going to block them out. I'm going to keep them away. It doesn't work like that. Somebody else is picking that up. It's a frequency. Energy has to go somewhere. That's how it works. Energy it can't be created or destroyed. It's always transferred in state. So if you don't feel it, somebody else in the vicinity, your child, usually children are picking up on it, or it's your partner. If you live, if you have a marriage or your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the fuck, they're picking up on it. And it's unconscious until you're conscious of it. And then you know how it manifests? Disease. It manifests in a state of disease. So you start hurting physically. Your body starts hurting and you don't understand why. Because you're picking up somebody else's shit. And there's no way you can be like, no, I'm going to put up energetic boundaries for the rest of the world and nothing can influence me. It doesn't work that way. You can do that with the outside world. You can harness your dantian. You can have that, but it doesn't work like that in a loving relationship. When you intertwine with your partner, with your lover, when you actually, this is why the two become one, masculine, feminine energies. When you actually have a real spiritual relationship, you fuse together. You become, there's less and less separation. I'm not talking about codependency. I'm not talking about um, dependency or codependency or any of that shit or enmeshment or entrenchment or whatever the fuck psychology wants to call it. I'm talking about the truth. I'm talking about divine union with your lover. And so you can't have that divine union if you're not feeling everything. It's the double-edged sword. You feel all or you feel nothing. You can't feel some of it and not feel the other side of it. So if your partner isn't processing their shit, you're picking it up. Consciously or unconsciously, it's going somewhere. It's energy, it's emotion. So fix your shit, get your shit together. Adios.